Okay, what we have here are the three types of rounds that are currently available for the Prime Guard Home Defense Shotgun, and that is the CO2 powered shotgun. And the one on the left is the rubber round, and that's supposedly a home defense round. The one in the center is the powder round, and that is a practice round. And the one on the right is a pepper round, and that is also a home defense round. Now apparently the one on the left, the rubber round, is the one that is supposed to administer the shock and pain. And the one on the left is supposed to administer a debilitating cloud of pepper spray type material, something that will incapacitate you through your breathing and also through your eyesight. So what I'm going to attempt to do now is just to surgically open these up and see what they look like on the inside. Now I will attempt to do it on camera, but one never knows how it's going to turn out. I've never opened one of these up before, and this will be a first. So stay tuned and let's see how things look. Okay, so that is the first, and this is the rubber round. It was extremely durable, I have to admit, and I am using a my Turbo Knife X. I don't know if you can see that. So this is an actual razor knife that I am using with a pretty sharp blade too, and it was a little difficult to actually slice through. It was not as clean a cut as I had hoped for, but I did manage to get through. And I have been able to confirm that it is in fact a solid rubber ball. And the fact that it doesn't compress very much leads me to believe that this will transfer a lot of energy into whatever target it hits. So if this thing is moving at, I believe the rifle is capable of 240 feet per second. If this were to hit you and the fact that it doesn't deform very much, that it's not highly compressible, leads me to believe that it will transfer most of that energy onto whatever it hits. And if it's a human target or any organism that is capable of feeling pain, it most likely will feel the pain. Okay, I will attempt this, and I will attempt to cut it on the seam. I don't know if you can see, but this is bicolored. It has a light green side and a yellow side, and I don't know if you can see the seam there. Let me see here if I can get that to focus. Probably not, but there is a seam. Okay, that looks like it's in pretty good focus, and I will attempt to slice it along the seam. Okay. Well, I was not really successful in the slicing aspect of it, but I did manage to crush it in half, essentially. So that did not break as cleanly as I had hoped. But as you can see, let's see if I can get a closer zoom on that. And hopefully it'll go back into focus a little bit. Yeah, it's having a little trouble focusing. Zoom out just a hair. There you go. Perfect. Okay, you can see the powder on the inside. It did not take a lot of pressure to actually crush it, but it did actually split along the seam fairly well. See if we can dump the contents of the powder out. Okay, that's essentially it. and of course the fragments off to the side there. Zoom out a little more. Let's go a little wider. You can see it. There you go. Now, I'm not sure of the nature of the powder. I'll have to do a little more research on that to find out what the constituents of it is. Whether or not, more than likely it is non-toxic, I would assume. Let's hope that it is. But that is the full contents of one of these small 68 caliber, well, 68 calibers are not really small, but one of these 68 caliber projectiles. Unfortunately, I do not have my my scale with me, and I cannot measure the weight of the balls or of the powder contents itself. But I think that could be of interest to some people, possibly, who are just interested to know, particularly when I get to this one, how much material is in there and how much material can be expected to be released upon impact and breakage of one of these projectiles. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to move on to the pepper guy. Nope, it crushed again. So it's going to be extremely difficult to do this without actually crushing it. And I think I have actually accomplished the task at hand. Now, I am not going to attempt to aspirate any of this material because I do not want to have any kind of adverse reaction to it. This is supposed to be a pepper type material. It looks very similar to the other material. Whoa. I tell you what, in spite of my attempt not to aspirate some, I did. And I have to tell you that whew, certainly would not want to get hit with this. Wow. Okay, so I probably could have used a small face mask for that, but being that as I'm in the open air, I was not expecting to actually release any of the material. But it is a very fine powder material, and I would say that if this thing actually hits you, if this is any indication, from just cutting this thing open in open air and no breeze or anything, I'm in pretty, enclosed area, well, not enclosed, but pretty protected area. Just the act of opening that has caused me some distress. So I would say that this stuff is for real, and it is clearly not the same stuff that was in the paintball one. Wow. So I would say that this was somewhat of a successful experiment. I am still going to attempt to find out how much powder material is in there, and I'm not sure if I'll post this video before or after that. But the one thing I'll tell you is that this pepper spray stuff is no joke. Wow. And I don't know if you remember the video in which I actually fire the powdered rounds and the way it was dispersed. If this is dispersed like that, this could really cause a lot of, I would call it consternation in whoever's on the receiving end of it. So this stuff is legit, and the episode is past now. This stuff is legit, and I certainly wouldn't sleep on it. Now, I don't know whether or not there's another delivery system for this particular type of material. I don't know whether or not they actually have the stuff in your generic paintball gun type ammo. Something that is a little less stylized, for instance, the nice shotgun with the pump action, or something like a paintball gun where you can just rapid fire the stuff at whatever your target happens to be, and basically just overwhelm him with 5, 10, 15 shots in a very short period of time. Something like that would be highly effective, I think. But in any case, let me know what your thoughts are on this. And as I said, this stuff is no joke. I will take this back home and hopefully under better conditions actually either perform this experiment again, or just use this material that I have separated out here and weigh it and find out how much of this material is delivered per shot. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Bye-bye.